And at this point, I'm going to yield the floor back to Eric for his director's report.
Okay, well, thank you, Rudy. Actually, before I give my director's report, I wanted to use the formal setting of an open session of NHGRI's Advisory Council meeting to make an announcement about an important leadership position and how it relates to some key institute priorities. Today, I am excited to announce that I plan to appoint Vence Bonham as the acting deputy director of NHGRI. In this role, Vence will assume the duties of the deputy director, helping me and the rest of the leadership team advance NHGRI's mission and priorities. Now, as many of you know, Vence is a longtime NHGRI employee serving for more than a decade as my senior advisor for genomics and health disparities. In addition, he is an active researcher as head of the Health Disparities Unit within the Social Behavioral Research branch of our intramural research program. He also established the Education and Community Liaison branch and served as his inaugural chief of that branch before turning the reins of that leadership position over to Carla Easter. I can tell you that the branch thrived under his leadership, including, as you may recall, the creation of the Smithsonian NHGRI exhibition, Genome Unlocking Life's Code. In short, over the years, Vence's contributions to NHGRI, NIH, and the genomics community can be described as numerous and spectacular. Now, the NHGRI Deputy Director position has been vacant since Mark Geyer retired in 2014. I have always planned to fill the position once I identified a well-defined need to have a deputy director who would focus on a high priority area or areas that needed extensive attention and energy. Now is that time. I need someone at NHGRI serving in the highest possible position, leading the Institute's programmatic activities to advance work related to diversity, inclusion, and health equity at the national level, but also lead NIH and NHGRI's efforts to address anti-racism and social justice. This is a significant priority for me personally and for NHGRI more broadly, which is why I have decided to move forward with appointing Vence as acting deputy director as soon as possible. The work is so important and there's so much to be done, such that having the NHGRI deputy director focused on these efforts will ensure that we are successful. Given Vence's vast experience as a social scientist, his ability to coordinate efforts across groups to bring change, and his expertise in diversity, inclusion, and health equity, he is unequivocally qualified to take on this key NHGRI leadership role at this time. And most importantly, he has agreed to serve in this capacity. One of Vence's first priorities will be to establish a new Office of Workforce Diversity and Health Equity within the NHGRI Office of the Director. This new office will work towards NHGRI's goals of championing a diverse genomics workforce, addressing health disparities, and reaching a more equitable and healthy society. He will work closely with NHGRI leadership to develop a mission and vision for this new office, establish a staffing plan, and lead efforts to recruit the office's first director. Vence will also focus on implementing NHGRI's action agenda for enhancing the diversity of the genomics workforce, established in late 2020 through his leadership of the NHGRI Genomic Workforce Diversity Working Group. And Vence will also continue being one of 3 NHGRI leaders serving on key NIH-wide committees as part of the NIH Unite initiative, which aims to bring an end to structural racism in biomedical research. My plan is to officially appoint Vence as the NHGRI Acting Deputy Director in June or July, once we address a few administrative hurdles. But I wanted to tell you about these plans now, since we are all together for this council meeting, at least virtually. Well, I plan to eventually appoint a permanent deputy director, but that process will take longer, and we simply have too much work to do in these high priority areas to wait for those many steps to be completed. Those of you who know me appreciate the fact that when something is a high priority for me, I get moving quickly and decisively to get it implemented. The work that Vence will be leading as our acting deputy director is at the highest possible priority level for me and now is the time to empower him fully to lead the Institute's efforts in these areas. Please join me in congratulating Vence for taking on this new and important role at NHGRI. And I would now like to turn this Zoom session over to Vence so he can make a few remarks. Vence?
So thank you, Eric. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. So I want to again thank you, Eric, for this opportunity. In almost 2 decades since coming to NHGRI, this institute has established true collaborations with diverse communities. I'm looking forward to building on our current existing efforts and leading new innovative programs. I believe NHGRI's potential to provide leadership in diversifying the genomic workforce, in supporting training and career opportunities for individuals who have been historically underrepresented in biomedical and genomics research, and promoting genomics research to improve minority health, reduce health disparities, and foster health equity. This is something that will require the commitment of the entire institute, working in collaboration with the genomics community and working in collaboration with you as a council and the broader NIH. I look forward to working even more intensely with you and NHGRI leadership to realize our vision, to drive transformational change in diversifying the workforce in our field and in leading efforts to create a more equitable and healthy society. High on my list of priorities, I will be aggressively partnering with NHGRI's divisions and branches across the extramural and the intramural program and across the National Institutes of Health to move forward to realize the goals of the NHGRI action agenda for building a diverse genomic workforce. I'm honored to be given the opportunity to establish the new Office of Workforce Diversity and Health Equity and to identify the first director of that office. I envision this office as being a space to incubate new ideals, establish new partnerships, and co-create new programs aimed at increasing the diversity of the genomic workforce and NHGRI's role in addressing health equity within our country and globally. As Eric said, the office will also advance NHGRI's involvement with the NIH Unite initiative that was established to identify and address structural racism within biomedical research. We look forward to working with our colleagues across NIH with regards to this initiative. And finally, I am looking forward to my role as acting deputy director to assist you, Eric, and the NHGRI leaders in the implementation of plans, policies, and programs to carry out our incredibly important mission. I look forward to updating council about my efforts in the coming months and look forward to presenting at the September meeting. Thank you.
Thank you,
So Vence,
Vence.
congratulations from everyone at NHGRI.
And to echo Vence's last point, I can assure you that you will be hearing, as a council members, you will be hearing from him. We will make sure that that council is kept updated on the creation of this new office and the many plans that are going on at the Institute, some of which you're actually hearing from already and you will hear from even at this meeting. But Vence will now be a centerpiece of that, and I'm sure you will be provided opportunities to hear from him with updates and also to engage with him and ask questions. And I'm sure he welcomes your input on all these important efforts going on at the Institute.